Hello everyone and happy Friday. Before we share my analysis from these last few days, please remember that neither I nor the SIMETRI team from Crypto Briefing are licensed financial advisors. What we provide is not a personalized investment advice. It is merely our opinions based on our various research and diligence. As always, do your own research before making any decisions about buying or selling crypto. Moving to the technicals, we can see that the key downside level was 20,000, so Bitcoin's probably trading quite close to that now. The monthly pivot point, until we get above the former yearly low around 25.2, then Bitcoin's in trouble. And the weekly pivot point is obviously the 200-week moving average, and we haven't been able to get above that at all. So for me, a near-term downside target, 17.6 and 16.3. If we break through them, I think we could easily fall towards 12,000. Daily price closes below 20,000 over the coming days is going to be key, and I think you've got to watch the 200-week moving average, and I'm just going to talk about that in a moment during the technical section. So if you see here, this is a 200-week moving average. We haven't had two weekly price closes below there, I think, in 7 years. So if that happens again this week, we can probably see some very, very strong selling on the weekly open, because technically there's something that hasn't happened in a long time, and I think that will spook a lot of people. So keep your eye out on the weekly close around the 200-week moving average. Other things to watch out for is that this head and shoulders pattern has been playing out. It hasn't reached its full target, so its full target is around $16,700, and that's making me think that we've just easily got another leg lower to come. But something more worrying, if we have a look at this head and shoulders pattern and we use this as an extension target, so if we see that the market dropped off, then it moved back to test the neckline. Sometimes when we take these head and shoulders measurements, they have something called extension targets, where we take the initial drop-off point and the retest of the neckline, and then we take that as the entire measurement of the pattern, and that entire measurement of the pattern is indicating that we could move towards $9,000. That's not my primary target. I think my primary target is going to be the negative divergence as the first area to go down, and the negative MACD price divergence extends down towards the $12,000 level. So that would be an area that I would be comfortable to look for a reversal from. I think it's too early. 17.6, I just think it's a bit too early. I think 9,000 is possible, although it's a bit low, but overall, I think the negative divergence reversing down to that area, that could be the time to start to look for a long. Once that's unwound, and maybe we'll see a rebound back to 16 or 17,000 from there. So that could be quite a good high probability reversal trade, and there's some other clues on the charts as well that I'm going to look at later. So overall, strangely, I'm hoping for a move down towards the 12,000 area, because I think that'd be a good point for a rebound. Watch out for the second weekly close under the 200-week moving average. That will be a big deal for the market this coming week. A drop below 17,000, and I think we're probably going to look at a big decline. I don't see any way back after that. And the MACD divergence is still very much present on the daily time frame, and the bearish pattern extending down towards $9,000 is obviously still there as a very, very low target. Okay, so let's have a look at Ethereum. And we can see that this head and shoulders break is still playing out. Even though we have had a bit of a rebound, it's still in play, and there's still scope for more downside, because there's nowhere near the target of the pattern has been reached yet. If we have a look at what Ethereum is doing in general, we can see the former all-time high. It's moved underneath there, and it stayed underneath there. So what I'm looking at here is to mark a new range. So this is the lower end of the range that Ethereum was trapped in between 2018 and 2021. And once it broke out of that range, it hasn't really looked back. So now we've moved underneath that range. We have to start to look and see what the new range is going to be. And I think we've got three areas to look at. So you can see the former key swing low there, which the market tested and has rebounded from. And that's also a former key swing area from the 2018 decline, moving up there. So it's around about 800 and something US dollars. So at the moment, we're seeing a range between the 200-week and the 800 US dollar mark. So what I find interesting is if we break out of this range, we've got two scenarios. So if we start to get above 1200, there's a strong chance that we could move towards maybe 1550 again. And if we move underneath the range and we move into a much lower range, we could probably be see Ethereum trading between 475 and 800, and that would be probably the more interesting scenario for me, because if we're going to see a 12,000 Bitcoin there's actually a chance that we could see a $500 Ethereum. I think that would be a great area to buy. And bear in mind how I've marked it off there in 3 sections. So you can see that the 3 very clear ranges that the market is probably going to look to trade in. And you can see that that's very obvious by the way that we've reversed from this area over the last few days, that this is an important support area, and if we break it, we're probably just going to move down to the next support area, and then kind of be in limbo between 500 to 800. But $500 to $800 is still over a 50% gain, as in the trade. So I think tradable ideas buying down there, moving back towards there is quite a good idea for now. Overall, other things that are making me confident that Ethereum is going to move down there. We've got lots of negative price divergence around $500, and I think it'd be strange if we moved all the way down here and we didn't reverse it. So overall, I'm looking at around $500 for Ethereum. So Ethereum is currently testing its former ranges. $900 at the moment is a key area to watch as a pivot. A return to the $500 area, as bearish as it sounds, it's still possible if Ethereum's going to continue to follow Bitcoin. And bear in mind that Ethereum does have a lot of negative divergence extending down to the former range low area and breakout zone around $500. So bear that in mind in future.
And thank you. I hope you found my thoughts helpful. If you'd like more, please click the subscribe button for Pro BTC Trader and join me every week on Wednesdays for our live trading war room and daily email updates.